Samantala, maugong din Attorney Sal na nito nakalipas na araw ang planong umanong paghahain na ika-4 na impeachment complaint laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Ngayong Lunes o today, posible daw itong ihain. Ang tanong naman ng ating mga kababayan, yung dalawang naunang complaint nga na inihain nga, no, Attorney Sal, ng makakaliwang grupo, ano na mangyayari doon sa, ibig sabihin, i-merge na lang nila?
Pagsasama-sama
nila. So pag pinag-isa na yan, Attorney Sal, titingnan na ng mga, ang tanong lang, ngayon ba to? Masasalang or after the elections?
Kung gusto nilang ituloy-tuloy yan, tuloy-tuloy yan. Pero sabi ko nga kaya tuloy nila hindi, siniraan na nila si Presidente Inday. The fact na ini-impeach ka, ibig sabihin nagtaksil ka sa iyong tungkulin na hindi naman po totoo. Sapagkat si Inday Sara naging matapat sa kanyang tungkulin. Ginagawa niya nga ang lahat.
At maliban sa kolumn mo sa Manila Times, Attorney Sal, si former Ambassador Rigoberto Tiglao ay meron ding kolumn at sabi niya na Marcos Romualdez cabal's 3 plots versus Duterte's, all foiled. And I quote, historians will look with amazement, shaking their heads in anger at the Marcos Romualdez cabal's frenzied plots, all in 2024. The continuing power after Ferdinand Marcos Jr. by law must step down in 2028. Rather than focusing on the economy, which faces both local and international headwinds at this year, they concentrated on their shameless efforts to continue in power by hook or by crook, no doubt inspired by Ferdinand's father's 13 years of authoritarian rule. All three were foiled by a vigilant public, especially by the Senate, social media, and political activist citizens. The country should now shout, strike 3, you're out. The first plot was the PIRMA, or People's Initiative for Reform, Modernization, and Action, which was fast-break move to amend the Constitution through Congress acting as a constituent assembly. Second was the unprecedented conversion, or 4 committees of the House of Representatives into a medieval-like inquisition, a kangaroo court, and a propaganda machine, all rolled into one. It was intended to convict, in the eyes of the public, former President Rodrigo Duterte as a mass murderer because of his war on drugs and his daughter, Sara, as having malverse funds allocated to her. The Quadcom's aim was to demonize the Dutertes so much that Sara would become unpopular enough to lose her charisma and be thrown out of the 2028 presidential race. The Marcos Romualdez cabal's third plot was to impeach Sara. And they got 3 impeachment complaints filed in December, stupidly thinking that the propaganda impact would triple with 3 complaints. All the issues in the impeachment complaints were so patently stupid or patently non-impeachable misdemeanors that it's very likely that unless they throw $1 billion to bribe them, Romualdez will be unable to get 2/3 of the 300 or so House members to forward the complaint to the Senate. Senators, especially the rejectionists, would also not like to be shown on TV grilling a popular Sara. Indeed, sources said many of the senators had sent a word to its brainchild Romualdez that they couldn't waste their time on that garbage. It is a big headache now for the Marcos Romualdez duo how to embarrassingly walk away from their impeachment plot. What's your take on that, Attorney Sal?
Well, yung unang na-foil, I agree with that. Foil talaga yan kasi hindi natuloy.
Pirma.
But yung second and third, I will have to disagree. Kasi successful sila. Yung ginawa nila sa Quadcom, saka sa Senado, nasiraan yung magamang Duterte, successful yon. That affected nga yung popularity rating ni BP Inday. Kahit na konti, bumagsak pa rin siya. Maraming napaniwala doon . Yung pangatlo, ano ba yung pangatlo niya?
The impeachment.
Yung impeachment. Hindi tayo nakakasiguro. Isa gaya na sinabi ko, manalo sila hindi dyan. Siniraan na nila. Kaya successful din sila doon . Sinisiraan talaga si Inday Sara. Pagdating naman doon sa conviction, makukuha ba nila yung 2/3 vote? Palagi ko naalala yung corona .
Yeah.
Sabi ko nga doon sa kausap ko kanina, abogado, yung corona, Walang basis yun, ha? No basis at all constitutionally. Pero pagdating ng botohan, yung mga senador, na alam natin na supposed to be mag-a-absuelto, biglang nag-convict. Dahil lang, sangayon doon sa isang senador, nakatanggap sila ilang milyon yun? 50 million ba yun? Parang allowance nila doon sa loob ng Kongreso, magagamit nila sa mga distrito nila. O yun. Kaya hindi tayo nakakasiguro. Kaya tama si Bubi Tiglao in the sense na talagang yun ang mga pagtatangka. Successful din siya sa una. Yung pangalawa, successful din sila dahil siniraan nila ng siniraan. Yung pangatlo, ganun din. Siniraan pa rin ng siniraan.
So are we expecting na, of course, election season na Attorney Sal, sasakyan ng mga politiko itong impeachment campaign?
Oh, definitely. Yung sinasabi niya na, na ayaw nilang gamitin ng impeachment kasi baka magalit ng tao. Naku, kung totoo yan, di sana hindi na sila nagpakitang gilas ng mga kalokohan nila sa impeachment, doon sa Quad Committee. The same people will use that. Kasi nga, ano yun eh. Sabi nga nila, bad publicity is still publicity.
Media mileage pa rin yun. Laman sila ng balita. Papakitang gila sila kahit nakakahiya. Go pa rin sila.
Ganun talaga. Unang-una, wala naman silang ganun. Hiya.
Buti wala kang kanta sa walang hiya, Attorney Sal.
Meron.
Ano?
Ako gagawa. Walang hiya talaga kayo.
Samantala, Teresa, sa column naman, ni dating Senator Francisco Tatad na a stormy year for bagong Pilipinas. And I quote, sabi niya, "We have a National Security Council that is supposed to look after our national security interests. These involve both internal and external issues that require the close personal attention and expertise of our top national leaders. They have to meet and deliberate together and recommend appropriate courses of action to deal with these concerns. Since the beginning of the Marcos Jr. administration in 2022, we have been confronted with many of these issues but have not seen the Council respond. Now, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has just reorganized the Council by expanding its membership to include some purely administrative personnel while removing Vice President Sara Duterte. The latter's father, former President Digo Roa Duterte, and former Presidents Joseph Ejercito Estrada and Gloria Macapagal Arroyo without any warning. It was an unexpected political move that reflects the widening gap between Marcos Jr. and the Duterte father and daughter combined, who used to be his closest political collaborators. Erap Estrada and Mrs. Arroyo appear to be purely collateral casualties. The act of removing the Dutertes and two other former presidents from the NSC is almost reminiscent of the late former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr., abolishing the office of Vice President in order to remove then Vice President Fernando Lopez from his long-held position. Will it stop there, or is it just the beginning of more punitive action? Does the Duterte's continued presence in the NSC carry any grave security implications? Do they constitute a threat to the political order? In removing them from the NSC, did BBM solve the existing problem or did he create a new one? Na-resolve nga ba?
Yung mga tanong ni Kit, alam niya na sagot doon. Yan ang mga tinatawag na rhetorical question.
Yan.
Ngayon, yung sinasabi niya na yung kay Lopez, hindi pareho yun. Si Lopez, tinanggal yung posisyon ng Vice President kasi he will succeed to the presidency. Ito hindi naman ginawa ni Marcos Jr. yan eh. Ang ginagawa ng mga kaalyado niya, I hope na hindi siya kasama doon, is to remove. Yun, hindi naman eh. Yung pagtanggal sa NSC, while, as I said, that is legal. Legal yun eh. Kaya lang yung...
Sa NSC lang siya pwede tanggalin ni BBM. But the BBM do not have any power to na alisin yung Office of the Vice President.
Hindi pwedeng tanggalin. He has the right to choose the members thereof. But removing the Vice President, yun talagang mali yun. Kasi she will succeed to the presidency. Kaya kailangan mo talaga yung vice presidente mo. Paano kung mamatay ka bigla ngayon? Tapos hindi mo kasama yan doon sa pagpaplano ng programa. O, di ba? Kailangan talaga dapat ang vice president nandyan. Yung mga living president, I will, pagpalagay na natin na yung isa, matanda na, baka hindi na productive. Pero meron pang dalawang magagaling eh. Arroyo and Duterte, mga pwede pa, mga sharp pa yun eh.
Very seasoned.
Oo. Teka lang talaga kasama. Ang problema lang eh. Mr. President, kung sino man yung advisor mo, fire him. O, them.
Him or them.
So, makakasira sa kanya yun. Makakasira.